Hey, what's up, guys? It is S0LEBS back again to talk about PAX South. Now, I know it's been a couple of weeks since PAX South, but I didn't really ever have a chance to kind of talk about all the games that I wanted to. And, you know, I've been really busy since I got back. So I'm going to do kind of a quick video to talk about the games that I didn't get to write articles about on secondopinionpod.com. Now, the first game is brought to you by Undead Labs, and it is a window that I just closed out. The first game that we're going to talk about today is State of Decay, brought to you by Undead Labs. Now, most of you know what State of Decay is about, but you know, State of Decay is, this time around, it's a little bit different. This time it's coming to Xbox One, and it's gonna be somewhat of a different title. Xbox One Edition is gonna have heightened graphics, completely, you know, new aspect to the game. Now it's the survival mission, so it's gonna have all the add-on packs of Breakdown and Lifeline as well. And some new content, you know, added into the title, but it'll be in 1080p, 60 frames per second. Now, while we were there, we did get to sit down and have some hands-on with the game, and it looks pretty fantastic. Now, I've never been able to actually play the game. I've never had a chance to really play it. But like I said, it looks really, really good, and I am excited for the title to come out to PC so I can play it on PC, because I'm not going to play it on Xbox One. I'm sorry, but it looks really great. There's a new character as well. I think from what the developers said, that if you're going to get it on PC and you have the previous editions, like if you have the add-on pack and State of Decay as a whole already previously downloaded, you get this new character completely free. And there's a lot of new animations added, blood, the fighting animations, and it looked great. Like, it looked really, really good. Jen was kind of freaking out about it too, because she's seen Dunham over at Dunham Gaming play it before, and she was like, whoa, the graphical difference is way heavier. I mean, it looks way better than what it did day one on the original version. So make sure to check that out, State of Decay. It looks fantastic. It looks really awesome. We had fun watching him play it, you know, and had fun meeting the crew as well. They're going to be at PAX Prime, or PAX East, I'm sorry. So make sure to check them out whenever you're in Boston. Next up, we have Moonrise, brought to you by Undead Labs and Kabam. It's an RPG mobile title, kind of more or less based around the type of game that Pokemon is. You basically save these animals, and you have to fight other ones. There's a rising darkness throughout the world. You know, it's causing fear and destruction is basically what it's doing. And you know, there's a lot of these animals that you run up on. They have this type of weird kind of dark glow around them. Once you get done fighting them, you actually erase the darkness from them, and you're able to capture them yourself and use them to fight on your side. Now, there's a little bit of a difference. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about Pokemon over the past couple of years and say it's kind of harsh when you think about it, because these Pokemon, they get trapped in these balls, and that's where they stay. Well, in this one, you have these keys that you get, and it unlocks this door. This is like magical door that pops up, and your characters actually are able to go in there. And from what the devs said, it's kind of like a resort for them. Like, it's this like alternate universe that they go and relax until you need their help. So, which is pretty cool. It's a cool way of kind of like saying, you know, they're not cram-packed into this fucking ball, and they only get called out whenever you need them to beat the shit out of an animal. So it looks pretty awesome. Like I said, it's a corrupting shadow. I'm sorry, it's a shadow that corrupts the animals, but it looks fantastic, as you can see right now. Looks really, really awesome. It's coming out early 2015 for iPhone, iPad, Android devices as well. Me and Dara actually got iPads whenever we got back to play Hearthstone and different stuff, and I definitely think Dara's going to play this game, Moonrise. It looks really awesome. I'm going to download it as well and play it. We're going to play against each other a little bit, kind of have some husband-wife rivalry going on. So make sure to check out Moonrise. Make sure to check out State of Decay. Decay as well. Now, what I'm talking about next kind of blew my mind. It is Homeworld Remastered, brought to you by Gearbox Software. It looks stupendous. Now, when they originally announced this game was at last year's Community Day. We were there, and since we were there, we actually get this title for free. We get it for free the day it releases. The full Homeworld collection, which has it has the Homeworld Classic, Homeworld Remastered, Homeworld 2 Classic, and Homeworld 2 Remastered as well. And as you can see, the way I'm going to do this right now, like you'll have some video and some classic stuff, but you know, you can definitely see the difference in the title. You know, they did a huge graphical update on this. They are going to be releasing a multiplayer beta on, I think, the day that it releases, and it's really awesome, because I think they originally really wanted to do a multiplayer for this title. Never really had a chance. So it's kind of like a strategic RTS title. It's kind of like a return to the RTS. And control your fleet and build an armada across more than 30 single-player missions. And it looks really awesome, dude. Like, you can choose your unit type, utilize advanced research abilities. You know, and you basically you take on other people throughout the universe while you're playing this game. It looks fantastic. Like I said, I'm the type of guy that I really like these like strategic, strategy-based, you know, space titles. And this looks like the title for me. It looks like something that I will definitely be playing, especially since the love and the care that was taken by Gearbox Software to do this title. So big shout outs to them, really big shout outs to them. Make sure to check out homeworldremastered.com, pre-order your title today, and also sign up for the Homeworld newsletter. Now, next, what I'm going to talk about is something a little touchy to me. Gearbox had some panels, and you know, they showed off the Lady Hammerlock DLC coming out to the pre-sequel. Looks pretty fantastic. Also, they showed off a couple of screens to Tales from the Borderlands as well, which looks amazing. Very excited. Like I told you guys before, Tales from the Borderlands is what got me back into Borderlands. It really did. And nothing against the Borderlands series as a whole, but there was something about Borderlands 2 that I just didn't really like. Borderlands 1 was fantastic to me. It was awesome. I played all the DLC, but there was something about Borderlands 2 that it was a little changed. It was a good game, but it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. That's the best way I can really say it. But they had a panel, and we expected to see it while I was in the main theater. We didn't see anything about Borderlands 3. We did see, you know, the Handsome Collection, which got announced right before PAX South, and it has tons of stuff. I mean, it's got Borderlands 1, Borderlands. No, it doesn't have Borderlands 1. I'm sorry. It's got Borderlands 2, Borderlands pre-sequel, and it has all the DLC. And a few other things, like if you get the collector's edition, you can get a claptrap. That's a RC claptrap. He'll drive around and be like, you know, there was a video of him spilling oil all over the place and whatever else. It looks fantastic. It looks really awesome. It is pretty pricey. It's about $400, but it comes with a lot of stuff. It comes with like 12 lithographs. It comes with all the DLC, both games. It comes with a hard-covered case and the RC claptrap. Now, the one thing I was upset about is that while at this panel earlier in the morning on Sunday, they said, you guys should definitely come to the Borderlands panel. Definitely come. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff showing off. And everybody that was there was like, holy shit, they're going to announce Borderlands 3. That's what's going to happen. Well, you know, I waited too long, and I ended up putting off me buying gifts for people, which is something I usually do, until last minute. Well, I had a kind of a throw up on schedules. I had to, you know, change my scheduled appointments around. And I was like, we're going to the Borderlands panel. They're going to announce it. I know they're going to. So we stood in the Borderlands panel in the line for the panel for quite some time. They actually had to tear part of the wall down because there were so many people trying to get in there. It wasn't actually tearing the wall down. They just moved the wall. It was a retractable wall. Anyways, they made more room for everybody, and then everybody got in there, and they showed off Hammerlock gameplay of Lady Hammerlock, which was fantastic. They talked about the development process and where they wanted to go in the future. And at the end, they were like, okay, Borderlands 3. We're not working on Borderlands 3 right now. We haven't started working on Borderlands 3, but we would like to. So if you guys want to help us, you know, come out and about, help us make this game. We want to make Borderlands 3. We want to make it 3, 4, 5 times bigger. We want to have all these different characters, all this blah 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 blah. They talked about a lot of stuff. They talked about how they wanted the game to be like 2, 3, 4 times bigger. They wanted it to be this expansive experience on next-gen consoles, on PC. They wanted it to be fucking amazing. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, that's what I want. But at the same time, that could have been something announced afterwards. Like there was, I cannot tell you how many people there were that were in line waiting for a Borderlands 3 announcement, because they're sitting there thinking, okay, it's PAX South. There's a heavy, gigantic, huge Gearbox. There's a huge Gearbox presence there with the Gearbox Community Day and so on and so forth. They're going to announce it. I know they're going to. Nothing. They didn't announce anything. So I was a little upset, I'm not going to lie, because, you know, that's something that could have been announced via social media or on a website or something like that. But they announced it in front of everybody. It was cool to kind of reach your hand out there and say, hey, you guys can help us. You can help us build Borderlands 3, and we want you guys. Email me. Do this, do this, do this, and we'll go from there. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I was just a little upset that they kind of drug that out. Next up, we're going to talk about Greybox and Yager's. I apologize. Greybox and Yager's Dreadnought. Now, it is a game that is in an era of war and hardship. But the mercenary, but for the mercenary, it's the age of plenty. Now, what you do in this game, it's kind of like, you know, captains who fight under no flag. They fight against each other. I guess they're trying to get some type of contracts or whatever else. But the game looks fantastic, dude. Like, it looks great. We had a good little chunk of hands-on gameplay while at their booth. There's different types of ships as well. There's the Dreadnought ship, which is a huge, huge ship. It can withstand tons of punishment while dealing significant amount of damage, but it is slow as shit, yo. It is so slow, it's crazy. But you know what? That's probably one of the better ships in the game, though, because it has, I mean, it has huge firing power, dude. Like, crazy, crazy amount of firing power. The next up, you have the assault class, the Destroyer. It's a little bit faster than what the Dreadnought is. It does have a chain cannon and optimized mid-range encounters, optimized for mid-range encounters. Has a plasma ram as well. Now, the one thing I was going to say real quick about the Dreadnought ship, it has the ability to do a kind of like a space jump. You can actually, like, while you're in one area, like I can be on the other side of the map and see you on the other side of the map, and I can actually do a space jump closer towards you, like right across from you, which is fantastic. But in this class, the Destroyer class is a little bit faster. It's kind of made for you know, mid-range type of strikes. It's more of a mid-range class, like I said. Then you have the Scout, which is called the Corvette. It's got the dual repeater, which is good for damage and moderate range. And then you have a medium cloak as well. It's a faster ship, like I said. It's a little bit faster. It's for those it's for those guys that kind of want to do more scouting aspect, and it's a scouting class. So then you have the Sniper class, the Artillery Cruiser, which is fucking crazy. It's got a heavy Tesla cannon on it. And also has a primary ability for rapid fire mode, and the heavy Tesla cannon is fantastic, dude. Like, you could be way across the map and see a ship way the fuck over there and do a full-on sniper shot on it, and it does a good little chunk of damage, but it doesn't do like tons and tons of damage. But the Sniper class is pretty awesome. Then you have the Tactical Cruiser as well, which is I think is the more faster class out of the entire game. It does have a few little weapons. It's got a medium beam turret. It also has a beam amplifier as well that directs all your ship's energy into the beam of your weapon, greatly increasing your output for short time. The energy drain will leave your ship very vulnerable, though. So, but Dreadnought was fun. It was really fun. It was different. It was something that I kind of didn't really expect. And whenever at first, I was getting my ass whooped, dude. Like, I was like, man, this game is not for me at all. But then whenever I finally got used to the ships a little bit more, because the developer told us we can keep on playing if we wanted to. I started getting a little bit more used to the ships, and I like it. Like, I really like it. I think it's a well-balanced game. I think it's something that is going to be very popular whenever it does release. It's not out as of yet. I think it's going to have a little bit of a mid-range kind of release in 2015. So also, let me see if I can get the information up real quick. The next game we're going to talk about is Grey Goo. Now, this is something. Sorry about the sniff. This is something that kind of blew my mind. Yo, it really did. Like, I did not expect. I didn't expect this game at all. You have it's crazy, dude. Like, you have 3 different races to play in this game. You have the beta, the humans, and the goo. Now, what you do in this game is, you all go to this remote world, and there's 3 intelligent life forms fighting for control of its resources. Here, they must each answer the primal choice of life, extinction, or evolution. Grey Goo is a real-time strategy RTS game evolved from the classic strategy mechanics. With base building at its core, Grey Goo aims to re-innovate the RTS strategy-based games. Now, I was blown away by this game. I really was. Like, I don't even know how to explain why I was so excited about this game, but it was fucking awesome, dude. Like I said earlier, like, I was a huge Alpha Centauri fan. I really was. Like, when I was younger, there was something about Alpha Centauri that just, like, resonated with me as a gamer. It was an RTS strategic based game, but there was something more about it. I don't know what was more about it that just, like, really, really heavily made me want to get even more involved in that title. But this was like that. It was like Civilization, all these other different types of games that you set up, your bases, and then other people come and attack you and you fight for your resources. But it was kind of like a very simple storyline wrapped around it, but it was so much more involved than that. And it was the graphics of the game were fantastic. The fact that you had 3 different factions, like the beta, the goo, the humans, trying to all fight over this one world. It was just great, dude. Like, I didn't have one moment while playing that game that I was like, this is okay. Every moment while I was playing, I was about this close to the screen while I was playing at PAX, and it was like 4 it was 4 on 4, or no, it was like a free-for-all match, and it was like me, Dara, Troy, and Shane from Cookie Brigade. And it ended up being the last people playing were me and Shane whooped my ass, dude. Like, he totally whooped my ass. Like, he had some fucking Reaper style character that just destroyed me, man. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, he completely just destroyed me. Like, it flew out of nowhere and just started, like, beaming down and killing everybody that I had. So it was really, really awesome. And I don't know what else to say about the game outside of you definitely need to pick this title up now. It is available now. You can check it out on Steam. We're actually getting some Steam codes for it, which I cannot wait to play the game. I'm going to do a review for it as well. But make sure to check them out. Greybox.com/Greygoo. Next game that we're going to be talking about is RetroBlazer, brought to you by Hydra Gameworks. Now, this is a fantastic game. I definitely think you guys should check it out. It's hard to really kind of it's hard to pass this game up. It's made by a guy named Emil, and it kind of has more or less an aspect of Wolfenstein, but it has its own look. It's real bright colors, really fantastic looking game, and it kind of has somewhat of an art style based around like the Egyptian style of like these human type of cat characters. You can see further on that the enemies as well, they have this type of like human, like a dog form, they have a bird form, they have all different types of stuff. They have these like weird cybertronic skeletons with all this green goo and shit flowing through them. It looks crazy, dude. It looks really, really good. They're on Kickstarter right now. Their pledge is set for $110,000 to make the game. They're only at $3,709, and there's still 7 days to go. They'll have 141 backers, so please make sure to check out kickstarter.com/RetroBlazer. It's a great game, or just search RetroBlazer on Kickstarter. It's really an awesome game. I hope to get Emil on the podcast to kind of talk about the game, talk about the Kickstarter rewards, and so on and so forth. But it looks really, really awesome, and I cannot wait for the title. I hope that it at least somewhat reaches its goal, so this game will be made. But like I said, it's a fantastic title. It's kind of more or less based around this lone hero that is a former member of Arc City and the Gunblazers unit, and then the Protectors fail from Arc City, and it's invaded by an evil corporation called the Judgment Legion, and he has to kind of take it back. It just looks fantastic. It looks great. The art style's unbelievable looking. And I was just blown away by this game. So keep up the good work, Emil. If you're watching this, make sure to hit me up, though. I definitely want to have you on the podcast as well. And last but not least, we're going to talk about tinyBuild. tinyBuild had a few good chunk of games there. They had Lovely Planet, which I've played before. It's already released, and it's fantastic. It's kind of stupid, crazy game about like a FPS Katamari almost. And then they have Speedrunner, which is available on Steam as well. Make sure to check that out. Boyd, which we got a Steam key for that. I still have to try that game out. It's a strategic style game, and it's a little, like I said, it's a little strange. It's a strategy-based game on class-based multiplayer. Focuses on class-based multiplayer. Speedrunner is like a 4-player cutthroat multiplayer title. You're just running through these levels and trying to get through them as quick as you possibly can. The no time to explain though, like it blew my freaking mind, man. Like it was crazy. They what you do, they had it set up to have 4 players playing this game all at once, and like while you were playing this game all at once, your characters looked exactly alike. A dude pops up in your house, he's like, "There's no time to explain. You have to come with me." And then this giant crab arm like reaches through the house and grabs him and starts killing him. He's like, "Ah!" And it's just like constant chaotic gameplay. Like it's really, really fun though. Like it looks crazy. It kind of looks like a game from Behemoth, that type of artwork. tinyBuild did a really awesome job at PAX. They had a huge booth. I don't think they really expected to have that big of a booth. But it was awesome, and the turnout was fantastic as well. There was another game available there, Check In, Check Out. We didn't get a chance to play that because it was so busy. That was one of the highest games there, but make sure to check that out as well. And then they had Divided by Sheep. It's a brand new math puzzle game coming out to like iOS and so on and so forth. It's coming out later on this year. It's a math-based game about dividing sheep. And like, you divide these sheep, and then there's times that if you take the wrong way or divide them wrong, they'll get like cut into half by these lasers. And then there's other times that they get eaten by these wolves and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. You can sign up for the beta as well if you go over to tinyBuild So that's really all I had to talk about today, guys. It was an awesome PAX South. I know this video was kind of like rushed. It was like a 20-something minute video, but you know, definitely make sure to check out all these games. Big shout outs to Undead Labs and Kabam. Shout outs to Gearbox. Shout outs to Graybox and Yager. Shout outs to Hydra Gameworks and tinyBuild. Make sure to check us out at secondopinionpod.com for the latest, greatest games, previews, and much gaming news previews and much more. Thanks, guys. Peace out.